but it's been slowed down, so the Ospreys having to go from static ball. So Dewi Lake off go the Ospreys again. Morgan Adam Jones manages to get one pass away. Good little surge by Dewi Lake.
Started at Valley Ravens and Gen Sports, Nanti Fallon, Ogmore Vale, Gen Ravens, Swansea RFC, Neath RFC, and the Ospreys. I think, in terms of mates, a lot of my best mates are still boys who I met at the sport at that age. I think it taught me a lot about just sort of about growing up. I think around other boys from that area, and just give you something to do on a Tuesday, Thursday night. We didn't go to the same schools, so obviously I was in Welsh school, so it was just nice to see them in that environment. And I think the good thing for us then was there was a lot of boys who kind of thought of a career in rugby, so we had a good team in terms of boys who were good at rugby but wanted to progress in it as well. Bridgend was tough because it was obviously my first sort of go as a hooker, so it was a lot of learning done there, so it helped a lot, but it was a tough time for me in terms of playing and learning. Your first sort of real bout of senior rugby, but I think it taught me a lot going forward about dealing with pressure and sort of not being disappointed about not being picked or being on the bench, because I think that time for me was sort of 18, 19, just turned hooker. For a team who's battling to stay in the Premiership, it's tough to pick someone like that. So I think I learned a lot about just rugby in general there. And I'll always be happy to play for Bridgend. It's my hometown. But I think in terms of development, that was quite tough. But I'm glad that I went through it, because I think I'm better for it now. And then obviously same with Neath, they were a team who was struggling with numbers and also in terms of how they're performing. So I think going there in a time that was tough like that was, again, good to learn from. I think you can take certain parts of what you learn in different places and put them in play in different areas of your life. So I think in terms of boys turning up battling for wanting to stay in the Premiership, and I think there was money issues and stuff going on there at the time. In terms of what the boys who were there give to the jersey and just wanted to do for the club, at that time it was great to see, and you take a lot from it. And then last time at Swansea, full of academy boys. I think we went on 11-12 game winning streak. I think it's close to one of the longest in Swansea's history as a Prem team. And it was just a group of young boys who, developing and enjoying playing the rugby together. And I think, you can't, things like that you can't really change, you can't buy, you can't get anywhere else. It's just, good memories. I miss it, I think. It's rugby's a job now, isn't it? It's, you, as much as you enjoy it, it is what you do day in, day out. You come here, you put in work in, you go home, you put in work in, you're learning about other teams, about your training session the day before, you're trying to get better daily, whereas you look back on your junior rugby, you just turned up and had a laugh with your mates. As much as we have a laugh here, ultimately the goal is winning, whereas probably back in junior rugby we weren't worried about winning. You just want to throw the ball about with your mates on a Sunday or something and have a drink afterwards. So I think it's easy to miss those days, especially playing with the boys you grow up with and you go through tough times with. But I think we've been through some tough times here as well. So it's starting to feel like that here, that we're coming over the other side of the hill, and we're playing well and we're on the up. So excited to see what comes.